right. Let's see. Well, hello. Well, it's not saying that it started. Let me see here, friends. Make sure everything is good to go. There we go. We started. Got it. Hello, friends. It's Philly here. It's a Friday. Happy Friday. And we are trying a restaurant that I'm super excited about. Of course, I'm always excited because if it has to do with food, I am there. And Hubs is going to be joining me in just a minute. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about our restaurant. So if you are new, or not our restaurant, the restaurant we're trying tonight. If you're new to my channel, I'm home cook here in Philadelphia, and I do cooking videos. And I also do some takeout reviews. And this one at Vietnam restaurant is kind of a stretch because typically with my takeout reviews, it's a place that really is either wholly takeout, like that's all they do, or it's really easier for takeout. It doesn't have a big restaurant and that sort of thing. However, Helps is making much noise. I don't know if you heard him. You don't need to do that while the stream is going on because everyone gets to hear it, right? Don't forget your microphone, by the way. Yeah. Oh, microphone! Wait, I gotta put the microphone in. Let me plug it in. Just a second, friends, because you're hearing the one microphone and we have a better microphone. We forgot it the last time. It's funny. Streams, you think we'd have everything down pat, and we forget things like microphones sometimes. But in any event, this restaurant, Vietnam restaurant, is a true restaurant. In fact, but it was my first time going there today. We went to pick it up. And if you watch any of these streams, you know that I don't usually pick stuff up there. So we can actually put a rating down there for friendliness. But the reason is, and we'll talk about this a little bit later when we talk about cost, is it's definitely cheaper to order on their website, which they use Toast, but it's only for pickup. So if we were going to have delivered, not only are there delivery charges, but then the items are more expensive too. So we opted to do this, and so we have our food right here. But a little bit about the restaurant. This restaurant came on my radar due to a James Beard Award that they just got. So they just received, it's called an America's Classics Award. So wait, cheers to you. I've got a little Prosecco here. So cheers to you, Vietnam restaurant. And it's an award that I didn't even realize James Beard gave out, but they give it out to locally owned restaurants that serve quality food, have timeless appeal, and reflect the character of their communities. Now, Vietnam restaurant is located in an area of the city that is wonderful. It's Chinatown, and there is a rich history there. There's so much diversity of food of every Asian culture you can imagine, and it is a wonderful place to walk around. And recently, they were celebrating Chinese New Year, and so that was really cool and exciting to see too. So that's where they're located, in that neighborhood. And it's a wonderful story, so I feel like I have to tell you a little bit about this restaurant if you don't know about it. It was started in 1984 by a family that came over. They were fleeing China. They were fleeing, and I'm looking at my notes, the communist rule in China. And they had made their way to Philly about 5 years before 1984 with just a little bit of pocket change. And
that would be 1979, by the way.
Thank you. He's helpful. And you can't even see him yet.
I can do the math.
He's a math guy. So in any event, they started very small, and they wanted to open up, actually, they opened up a, what's it called, a grocery store, I believe it was. It was Phu Hoa, yes. And they opened it up on 47th Street in West Philadelphia. And actually, I'm sorry, that was when they opened it up. So that was in 1979. Sorry, my storytelling is not going very well right now, as you can see. But that was the first thing they opened up. And then in 1984, they took over a restaurant here in Chinatown and opened up Vietnam. And the matriarch is Thuan Lu. I'm not sure if I'm saying their name. And the family is the Lai family. And she was the chef. And Benny Lai, at 22, took over the businesses in 1989 as his parents retired. So I got a lot of this information, by the way, from the Inquirer. They had a lot of great info about the restaurant. And so they have two restaurants. They have Vietnam, which is in Chinatown, and they have a place called Vietnam Cafe that's in West Philly. And I just think it's wonderful. And there's a fun fact here, and Hubs doesn't even know this yet. Benny Lai, who took it over at 22, in 1989, he was 22 in 1989 when his parents retired. He expanded it, renovated it, and his sister, who also helps manage the restaurants, stopped though when she married Philadelphia Eagles chairman and CEO Jeff Lurie in 2013.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. So Benny's sister is married to
Jeff Lurie.
Jeff Lurie.
Wow.
Who is the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles. So I thought that was really interesting.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And there was so much praise that they gave to this restaurant. And they said it's one of Philly's favorite date night destinations for classic Vietnamese cuisine. It has remained a model of consistency for decades. So they have been around here for over 40 years. I mean, that is a very long time. In any event, there were some dishes that were recommended, and I'm going to get to that because that is what we are going to be trying. Now, I would have loved to have tried a ton of things because we have a favorite Vietnamese dish that we enjoy when we just do takeout, and that is the vermicelli bowl. I did not order one tonight because I wanted to order some of the things I heard a lot of buzz about. So and I've been neglecting my lovely chat. So let me say hello to my chat. Right now we've got Barbara. Happy Friday. It's good to have you on, and Eat It. Happy Friday to you as well. And DS, hello. Oh, whoops.
A little bit more.
Okay.
Thank you.
We moved the table the other weekend, so we're a little tighter squeeze against this wall. You know, we're in a condo in the city, and I know DS knows how this rolls. Like, you have tight spaces sometimes. So I'm not saying your place is tight, DS, but our place is. But welcome, welcome. It is a Friday. We are excited. Yes, we've got chopsticks. Hubs will probably go straight for the fork, but, you know, I brought some, and I'm so excited. And Eugenia, welcome. So in the bag, so these are the things that I ended up ordering. The one thing is massive. I already told Hubs we are going to have leftovers. We are going.
Oh my God, it is.
We are going to have leftovers. We are actually, DS, we are doing a quick trip to New York City with my sister and brother-in-law tomorrow. We're going to be hopping in. We are going to be tooling around town for a little bit, then going to see what's it called?
Spamalot.
Spamalot. We're going to go see Spamalot and go out to dinner, and then we'll do brunch in the morning and head back to Philly. So a super quick trip for us. And in any event, I said to him we'll have leftovers for Sunday when we get back. So I got 3 things in this big old bag. One of them is huge, and it's a barbecue platter. It was something that in one of the reviews they raved about. And what's nice is it gives us a sample of a lot of things. They are known for their crispy spring rolls, which probably aren't crispy now because they've been in here for a little bit. Beef stuffed grape leaves, grilled chicken, grilled meatballs, rice vermicelli, which of course I love a vermicelli bowl, so I figured I'd get my little rice noodle kick there. Lettuce, rice paper, crushed peanuts, and serves up to 2 people. So that's one of the things. The other thing we got was something called pork Claypot. They have these dishes that are called Claypot, and the pork one's supposed to be really good. And it's sliced pork, traditional sauce, coconut juice, black pepper, and scallion. And then the last dish, and he's poking me right now, the last dish is broken rice. They also recommended the broken rice. And I don't know if I've ever had broken rice. Anywho, I got the shrimp broken rice because we do love shrimp, and I thought we could see what their shrimp were like. So let me get out all of our goodies. So that, I think, is the pork clay pot. And this is the rice. I'm just going to put this over there for right now.
Okay.
And then this is the shrimp broken rice. So I'm going to bring you all over. I'm going to open things and bring the camera over so you can see all of the goodies. So,
and they said that's for 2 people.
They said this is for 2 people. And in here comes some chopsticks, some napkins.
That weighs a good 2 pounds.
Oh, it weighs a lot. Maybe they meant
2 to 3
meal.
pounds.
Maybe they meant a meal for 2 people. That's what I'm thinking. So this is the appetizer, and again, I'm going to bring the camera over. We went to the traditional spot. I know we've been, on the floor in the couch or by the couch, but we kind of got to do both. We'll do that sometimes, but ooh, pretty. Can you put that over there?
Wow.
Beautiful. Oh, so much.
Don't forget
Oh,
that.
yes, thank you. Thank you so much. We'll keep those there. Oh, my goodness. So there's some good sauces.
Oh my God,
Can you put
does
that
that
on
smell
top
good?
of that?
What am I putting?
Thank you. Just right there. Yep. And that's the nok chum. This is some other sauce. Put that over there.
Wow, that
okay,
smells
I'm going to bring y'all over.
unbelievable.
And then this is the pork clay pot. Now, the pork clay pot, as I put one of the pictures on Twitter that showed what it looks like. It looks a lot more impressive, obviously, in the actual clay pot, but this is much more functional. You can put that over there. So
There's stuff under
we're going to eventually put this lid back on. I'm just going to put this here because it'll help keep it warm, but I want people to see that. But I will tell you, for being put in one of those containers, it actually looks quite nice presentation. Don't you dare take a bite yet. You be patient. You wait for your lovely wife. All right, there we go. And then the last thing is our shrimp broken rice, which looks lovely again. I'm going to leave it there, right, because we're going to put that on top of the pork.
I'll just move it out here, so just to give you some
Okay, just
space.
leave that over there.
Oh my, look at that.
All right.
The smells are
And
unbelievable.
the shrimp look beautiful.
There's gonna be a 5 on
very,
Aroma, I'm just
very
telling you that.
excited. Okay, and we should move this because there is some goodies
I
under
know,
there.
there's like
Yeah, I'm gonna put that there.
beef.
There's like, looks like sausages. Oh my gosh, did I mention sausages when we were talking?
I'm
Don't
not gonna
you
eat it.
dare.
I'm just gonna.
You know him, he wants to dig in already. Wow. Okay, so let's check this out. Here is the shrimp
Whoop.
broken rice. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Here is the pork clay pot, and that comes with rice. I mean, look, the presentation. Look, it's very appealing, very nice. And this is the barbecue platter. I'm going to use this to show. This here's spring rolls. There's some grilled chicken. These stuffed grape leaves. And I don't remember what these were. These look like sausages of some sort.
Yeah.
And then we can
I'm assuming that
use.
goes with
Will
those,
you bring?
right?
Yeah, bring that over a second. We've got the rice paper. Here, you can just lay it down there for right now because we're going to need to moisten that. And because you can kind of wrap things with that. And then look, we have mince and we've got cucumbers, lettuce, and then these sauces. I'm just going to take a quick taste just to see what this sauce is like. Ooh, it's very like salty sweet with some spice. And that's nuoc cham. That's your typical thing that we put over. But that's good. Put a little thing in there. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I
that's
love
good.
it. Everything looks
All right.
fabulous. Okay, so let me put this back. So let's put the lids on these two just to keep them a little warmer, and let's check out the appetizers first.
So you want the lid on that one, right?
Doesn't have to be completely, just cover it like that. Yeah, and the lid on the other one. You can just rest it. All right, and let me check out my chat. So I think we should check the spring rolls first because we know that those,
Okay.
Can go. Yeah, so they're not as crispy as they would be because of the steam. Like that's just what you would expect. And I'm gonna need to get a little bowl that we can put these in and moisten them. Okay, so let me go do that. You check out the spring rolls.
Do you want me to eat it yet or no?
Yeah, take a taste.
No, I'll wait.
I gotta get the water for this or we won't be able to, get these moistened. So
You kind of gave me a little grief on my chopstick
what did I do?
prowess. You said I was going to go directly to the fork. I never.
No, not because of prowess, just because of preference. Because of, ease. That's all.
That's
That's all.
completely.
No harm, no foul. A little
Yeah,
ease.
it's a
All right, so
foul.
let's try the. Oh, it's a foul apparently. Okay. So this is not going to be super crispy. I'm actually just going to eat this straight.
Yeah,
You can
knock
do you.
yourself out.
Oh,
Wow.
it's so delicious inside. I don't even know what it is. It was just delicious. There's meat.
It's still got a little bit of crisp to it. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Wow.
So good. Let's see here. Eugenia. Oh, your phone. I think you're you're having some trouble with your phone. Sorry about that. Yep. I know. Phones can be a little bit like we need them, but then they don't always cooperate. Ooh.
That was
Well, that was delicious.
exceptional.
And then I don't think I've ever had one of these grape things. I've had a Greek one like that had, like a grape leaf. I'm going to use my knife. I know I could just take a bite, but I'm going to use my knife.
Right.
Try it yet? Ooh. Mmm. That's excellent. Really good. It like
Yeah.
has some beef in it.
And what else does it have in it?
Some, I don't know, yummy flavors.
What's it say?
Oh,
It's got a menu right in front of you there.
It says beef stuffed grape leaves. So it doesn't tell me what everything is in them. But that's what those are. Those are grape leaves. So
Wow.
let's just
That's good.
split this. Like because I don't think we each need. I'm gonna need my fork to get this
Well-
out. Let's at least get a taste of it.
Is that
Ooh.
supposed to go in the?
I think the chicken
rice
is
things?
more.
Okay.
Not that you couldn't put that there. You could definitely put that there. But I'm probably just gonna have two because I kind of want to taste the other things. So I'm just gonna take a bit. And here, come over.
You got,
No, I cut them for both of us. You
Oh.
can take two pieces. I was being friendly. So this is grilled meatballs, but they're long. It's so interesting.
grilled meatballs?
Mm-hmm.
That's unusual.
I think that is, you're right, to cut up and put like in the rice paper or with the rice noodles. You know what I mean? And I'm going to dip that one in a little bit of sauce, of this brown sauce. I like that it has a little sauce, a little spice.
Great flavors.
I feel like there's like some hoisin, maybe a little peanut butter even. Like there's peanuts in it. Absolutely delicious. So, and I'm gonna take a piece of just chicken first.
All right, I'm having one of these. I'm gonna make a little thingy.
Okay, so I was gonna go on to the other dishes and we do this last because we're just trying to
All
taste
right, okay.
because we're just trying to taste what's gonna go inside them.
Okay. I'll take a little piece.
I'm
of
just gonna
chicken.
move right to the shrimp.
All right.
Yeah,
let's
because I'm
go.
just trying to.
Sorry.
So we will make one of these after we try everything so that people can
Yep.
see. Because obviously one of the things for those of you, I don't know, has everyone had, at least that's watching and on the chat. And by the way, hello if you're watching from afar. I appreciate you tuning in. But not everyone maybe has had Vietnamese food, so you don't know kind of what to do. So we will show that. But let's first, before we do all of our, demonstrating, let's first go to try some of these other things. How about that? Okay.
Did chicken have like lemon? There's like a lemon chicken?
It's marinade, so there's probably some citrus that's in there, whether it's lemon or lime.
It's very good.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's try the
you
shrimp
need this,
first. Yeah, let's try the shrimp first. Oh, it is so good. It is very good and huge. Now I will say, you can here I have stuff right here. So just
you
a
go.
little right. No,
You go.
because I'm chatting.
Okay.
So for everything, so this is $34, but there's
Wow.
a ton of food. That's a ton of food. This was, I think, like 18. Nice shrimp, I can tell from here. Nice shrimp, just try not to get any rice in there. I was just worried you were gonna dump rice. And the pork was like 18. And that includes the rice, of course.
One more shrimp. Okay.
Yep.
There
So
you
I'm gonna just bring this all over. So altogether, with tax and everything, it was $75. But this is more than
This will
a
be 2
meal.
nights.
Obviously, this is 2
nights.
meals. And so we did not. And by the way, so broken rice. Look how much tinier it is. So do you all know, like DS? Do you know like what that means with the broken rice, or does anybody? But DS always knows so much of this stuff. So I'm just curious. So it's so much like it's like half the size, and that's why I'm thinking it's called broken rice, right? That would make sense. Do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense.
The shrimp look lovely. Have you had
No.
one?
Nope.
Now, you know how I am about shrimp. I like to get everything out of that tail. So I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do well. I need my fork to help with that. So I'm going to squeeze.
I had
Am I
shrimp
still?
today.
You did? What else did you have in that salad you got?
Oh, crab.
We got this salad at one of our favorite places in Jersey called Barone's. And it's called the Mediterranean salad, and it is chock full of delicious seafood.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
pretty
I'm
good.
going to go for it.
Good place. How was it? Good?
The shrimp are beautiful. They're great texture. They've been grilled. They have so much flavor. The rice is tender.
It's very good.
It's funny because it's so much like, it's like half the size. Like for me, I might put a little bit of this nok chom because it's just like a drizzle because we need it for that too. Just like a tiny, I just put a tiny little bit because it's dry.
Don't watch me. I'm
I'm
good.
watching you. And I could always make more because I have made that before. I love that. It's like salty, spicy, sweet, but not oily. It just, for me, need a little moisture and also gives a little heat.
Yeah,
This is awesome. Like so what I like about Vietnamese food, we were talking about this on our way back from picking up the food, is so much Vietnamese food, in my experience, has not been heavy. Like this was heavy. Some of the, and I'm not saying bad heavy, just like it's, spring rolls is fried and some of the meat, like it's filling, right? But everything to me is like doesn't usually have heavy sauces, and like it's just great summer and spring eating, or when you're just wanting not to have like that.
not to
I
be
mean, sometimes I
completely
like
filled up.
sometimes I got like a cozy meal of like mac and cheese, but that's delicious. And it's so light. Like I would eat that and not feel like afterwards. You know what I mean?
Some veggies in there.
Yeah. I don't think there's any veggies. I think it's just
There is.
the scallions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the scallions and a little
Some
bit of
carrots.
carrots. A little bit of carrots. So this is what I'm really anxious to try. Is
Rice.
right, because I'm going to put that on top of it. Is the pork clay pot. I'm going to stir up that sauce a little bit.
So talk about that. Is that, I'm guessing,
So I
made in
actually
a clay pot?
Yes, and I actually mentioned all that it was earlier, and I don't remember all I said, but it's a certain sauce.
So you're going to double dip that?
Yes.
Okay.
You have a spoon there, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to get some pork, and it has some scallions, and I'm going to get some of this. And this has like a brothy sauce. Again, what I like about their foods is it's rarely a heavy sauce. Like it's just lighter, if that makes sense. So I heard good things about this, so I'm very excited to try this.
These shrimp are really good.
The shrimp are excellent. Like that's the thing. If you're getting shrimp, I'd like it to be good quality shrimp.
I guess I'll just go in with this.
That's really good. The sauce is not spicy. It's, and I'm trying to think, because you could say on there no spice, but what I don't know is if you could say extra spice. So that's the only thing, but this might not be spicy, like, usually. And we could get some hot sauce if we wanted to and add that to that for sure,
It's got a great, like, almost richness to it.
Yeah,
but
like
without
a
being
meaty
heavy,
richness.
which just doesn't make
But
any
because
sense.
it's not like a clingy sauce. Like it's a loose sauce. So almost like a brothy sauce. And I agree, it is
Well, that's really good.
very deep.
I like that a lot.
It's very deep and like umami. Absolutely delicious. And the pork is tender. Like very good. Absolutely delicious. And they make this with pork, I think shrimp, maybe chicken is the other one. You can use this with a couple different proteins. As you can see, I really am not good with rice.
By the way, this is every bit of 2 meals, maybe more. I mean, it might be like 2.5.
But I really, it's like, so here's the deal. We've gotten, so our favorite Vietnamese place is down further in South Philly. Not like South Philly, but like just south.
Yep.
And it's called Gabriella's Vietnam. And they don't do takeout. It's just, it's a BYO, small little place. And it's very different. Like it's very, I feel like this is more traditional Vietnamese food, and there's our little They have some tradition stuff there too, but like they have shaking beef, but they also have
Little
some
unusual.
really interesting, absolutely amazing meals, but they don't do takeout. We've done a couple other takeout restaurants, which have been fine, but I'm really anxious.
They've actually been good.
They've been good,
Yeah.
but like not like, oh my gosh, I want to get this next week because it's so good I won't stop thinking about it.
This
you
is-
know, this is really good. Like care has been put into this.
So you need to get back to that,
Oh,
but
let me
real
look
quick.
chat. Greg,
So
welcome.
I would say this and this especially.
Mhm.
I mean, the shrimp is great. It's just like you said, it needs that. It was a little dry.
It's more simple. Yeah, it's a more of a simple, straightforward grilled shrimp with broken rice. The flavors are wonderful, but it is a little dry. You can obviously add hot sauce. You can make your own nok chom. You could add extra. You could order extra of that. I love this on like everything. But yes, let me see what the chat's doing. So Eugenia, you have had Vietnamese food. Wonderful. And DS said, Asian, Middle Eastern, and Indian foods are my top 3 favorites. I'm often asked which one of these is your favorite, and I often lean on Asian. I know, there's just so much diversity within the Asian food. Like there's just so many, it goes in so many directions, and often is so often based on fresh ingredients,
Yep.
which I like also. And we don't have access to a lot of things, so you've good Vietnamese, so that's great. And DS said broken rice is rice that has been broken or fractured during the milling process. So that's why
There you go.
they look that way. They absorb flavors more easily. I did not know that.
Makes sense,
Thank
too.
you, DS. And Greg says, okay, comment on Greg. Good question. So Greg had a good question. He said, please comment on comparison to similar dishes from Thai or Chinese places. Okay, so.
Similar.
This would be more similar. So Thai any of the Thai that I usually have is on the spicy side. So nothing here is spicy, first of all. I mean,
It's
there's a little spice, which is traditional in the nok chom. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And there's a little bit of spice in that brown sauce, but nothing is way over. I mean, I think most people would be totally...
Like I wouldn't even...
I think
I
even
wouldn't
my
even
mom
think
would be
about it.
fine with it,
Yeah,
and she's
I
really
agree.
sensitive to spice. I think she would like all of this.
Yep.
This to me is more like a saucy stir fry, but less soy. So I feel like everything except for maybe that brown sauce is less soy. You know
Less
how like
soy.
there's so
Yep.
much soy in Chinese food, and Thai has all the fermented beans like that give it the spice. Like I'm thinking gochujang with that's the spice. Gochujang, and those kinds of things that really have that developed flavor. These are more simple, lighter flavors, but Asian flavors, just not so heavy.
But
This
that
is
has a
developed.
richness to it.
Well, it has a richness almost like it was a slow cooked broth that was
Yeah,
used to
right.
help with the sauce. I have no idea how they make this,
It's
but
shockingly
you can
good.
tell it's not made in 5 minutes, if that makes sense. Like there's a process to it because there's a layer of flavors. Even though it's brothy, there's layers of flavor in there. I think that's what you were trying to say.
You said it better than I did.
But the broken rice dishes are very light. It's very much like the meat is a star, and then you have the broken rice, and then a few carrots. You just open that.
So would you say that it's more...
And then there's so much going on here. We're going to show how to
It's
do
more
these.
similar to Chinese food than it would be a traditional, what we consider Chinese food, than Thai food. I would.
I mean, part of me says yes, but I feel like with Thai food, there's so many sauces that are more complex and spicy, and which I love. Except for like when you think of bibimbap, that one that has it has a rice bowl with egg and different vegetables and things. It's like it's kind of a lighter Thai dish. But most Thai things I've had are flavor, power flavor, amazing sauces. Whereas Chinese, to me, it's almost, okay, this is how I would do it. And this is not based on spice, but to me, like more interesting, crazy sauces in a good way, Thai. Chinese has lots of different kinds of sauces. Very soy-based, flavorful. You can get spice or not spice if you have Sichuan or not. And then to me, though, Thai or Vietnamese is just the lighter cousin. It's like the summer cousin. All the foods to me taste bright and fresh vegetables are important. I know we don't have a lot of vegetables here, but in a lot of Vietnamese cooking, vegetables are very present and raw, often, as you'll see when we make the rolls. So yeah, but what do you think? Does that help, Greg?
No, I think
Nick, oh my gosh,
I
Nick,
think that
I'm
was
with
well
you.
said.
Nick said I could eat Vietnamese food every day, and DS concurred.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So let's make some of these rolls. So there's a couple things I'm gonna, as you know, I don't end up eating a lot on these streams. I chow it all down later because
I do.
a little bit because you're
I
all
don't-
watching me.
Because I don't care.
And he doesn't care. And I'm talking. Let's just be real. But so there's a couple ways you can do this platter. The one thing you could do is you can take, just save some for these. That's all I'm going to ask. You can take a little bit of noodles and you can add some things and sauces to that. The other thing you can do is you can moisten this. Now, I usually think of my summer rolls where I do it. With this, and you don't want to over moisten, I'm saying that, but we're not going to actually be wrapping these like regular summer rolls. And then what I would do, I could put some vermicelli on there, but I think what I'm going to do instead is get some fresh veggies, and they have some mint here. In fact, let me get one of these leaves.
I'm just going to watch.
Get that, because I love the fresh herbs. So they'll have mint, they'll have some Thai basil. Or I guess it wouldn't be Thai basil, but they sometimes have some basil on there. Get some lettuce. Well, that one's seen better days, so I'm going to put that one there because it got warm. You could also do lettuce wraps. The way they have this lettuce, you could totally do a lettuce wrap. They have some cucumbers.
Do you think that's what they meant to do? Do lettuce wraps?
They might have. Actually, I probably could have just laid it down first, and then it would have helped. And then there's some carrots here. And then I'm going to take some chicken, and they have some, I'm going to use my spoon with this because they have some peanuts and green onions. So I want to just get a little bit of that there. And then I might do one more piece of chicken. And then, you know what? Yes, okay, I'm just going to stick with it. You could add some sausage. You could really put anything in here. And then what I'm going to do is put some of this brown sauce
Oh,
in
all right.
here, which is a little thicker.
I'm going to try.
Drizzle. I'm going to leave that there in case you want to
I am.
use that.
I'm going to grab one.
Put that right
if I
there.
could.
And then, yep, and then I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to bite.
How long should I keep this in? How is it?
I have a lot in my mouth. You don't want it to be totally soft. That's good. It's pliable, but not totally soft. It will continue to soften. Smart tip when you're using, and just go at it.
I got it.
When you're using rice paper, you want to not make it till it's totally soft because it will continue to soften. You can see how it's completely softened. I'm actually going to pour a little bit of the nuoc chum because I love that in it. Just a tad. There we go. Just a little tad.
Good?
What I love about Vietnamese food, Greg, is the freshness. It just doesn't, I'm sure there's fat in here somewhere. It just doesn't taste like there is. Does that make sense? I mean, obviously the spring rolls does, but it's, whenever I've had Vietnamese food, it just tastes like it's just not heavy, which I love. So there you go. And now I fell apart. So I'm going to let that go.
Did you enjoyed?
So now what I'm going to do
Help.
is help Hubs.
Thank you.
There you go. And I'm going to put, I'm going to cut one of these and put this to have with my vermicelli. I could do chicken. Oh, that's not really going to work. This is not, the grape leaves apparently don't cut very well. There we go. Okay, I just needed to get my knife involved. And then you just kind of create like your own pasta dish. That's how, when I use vermicelli, again, these could go in the rice paper, but I love vermicelli bowls, so that's where I'm going to go. So I'm going to get a, that was that was my bad. All this yummy sauce. We'll get a spatula to get
No,
that sauce.
That was actually my fault.
We'll just leave that there and we'll get a spatula later. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just add some, we're making a royal mess here, but it's our mess, so that's okay. Get some of these veggies. I'm gonna put some of this in it and get a little herb.
Oh, man.
We get some, see, you can just pull these herbs
That's a
off.
shame. That sauce is really good that I just spilled.
But we'll use this, I'm telling you, what we'll do, this is the people we are, we will, because this is a very clean table, I will get a spatula to get as much of that up as we can. Because that is good stuff. So then you just make like a little vermicelli bowl, because that's what I used to. That's the first thing, honestly, I think that's the first thing I had that was Vietnamese was my niece. She, it was up at my sister's old lake house. They had, at a small town nearby, this amazing Vietnamese restaurant. Still the best vermicelli bowl I've ever had. It was lemongrass beef, and I've never had one
In the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere
Literally.
that has lived up to that. Mm. Mm. So what happens
I just saw that on video.
What's that?
I literally stuck the whole thing in my mouth. That was not attractive, and I apologize.
But what literally happens is it's just fresh. Like, if you've not tried Vietnamese food, I highly recommend it. One of the dishes that most Vietnamese restaurants have that if anyone's ever like, ooh, I don't know, most Vietnamese restaurants have something called shaken beef, which is literally just steak cubed up
Yeah, it's really good.
in this wonderful quick sauce, and it has fresh vegetables, and it's served different ways. So sometimes there is a side of rice or a side of noodles, but it is simple, easy. Can't imagine anyone not liking it. I feel like Vietnamese is a very approachable food.
What was the name of the restaurant? It was up in New York, actually.
In New York?
Remember the shaken beef? We got it at that one Vietnamese place?
I don't.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't. We went to a Vietnamese place
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Thai place.
It might have been.
I think it was the Thai
Yeah,
place.
I
Yeah.
know.
So it was a different meal, but that's okay. But there's a Thai place
Yeah. I
called
think
Lighter Thai
Yeah, it was.
that is amazing up in New York City. Okay, so we need to rate. Any other questions, anybody? I agree, DS. I feel like spring rolls, they're just fun ways to play. And by the way, y'all know, because I have a video where I tried to do a bunch of different things with rice paper. You can literally drop, this is a perfect size to do it, drop one of these in some hot oil, and the whole thing, remember those things I made?
They puff up.
They puff up. Sprinkle a little, anything from Furaki, I never can say that right. Furikake? Nick, help with that. Or some spicy from the spicy ramens, a little bit of that stuff that's in your spice packet. They're so good. Plus, even just a little salt. All right. Spatula, lick the table. Nick says lick the table. He might.
probably will.
He just might. Can we get it on camera?
If sauce was
the
that good,
question.
I probably would.
Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, so we're going to rate it now. So our ratings we do 1 to 5 on friendliness, packaging, portion, presentation, aroma, temperature, texture, taste, and overall.
Well, so you went in. So you.
So
I
we
didn't.
have a
I didn't go
friendliness.
in.
So I will say, they were trying to seat people.
Yeah, they're in the middle.
They're in the middle of trying to seat people.
It was the middle of dinner
And
time.
and I come on in, and they were fine. Like it wasn't a 5, but that's not to say they weren't appropriate. It's just they're just trying to get people seated.
I
So
will take your.
I would say a 4. It wasn't just yep. What do you need? Okay, but let's do the rest of them. All right. Let's see. Okay.
You're always so slow.
Oh,
Wow, one more of these. My God, just finish.
you'll make me go slower.
Ugh.
You know that's what'll happen.
don't know if it's possible.
Okay.
Okay, what do you
Yes.
What do you have?
So
four.
friendliness, I put a 4. I'm going to get to a fork, by the way, just so I can actually read this and have one hand eat.
Okay.
What'd you do for packaging?
I thought it was pretty well packaged. I thought a 4.5.
I did a 4. I couldn't have been packaged any better, but
But you want different.
no, I don't know. I don't.
That's a bad rating.
That's bad rating. I should have given it a 5. But then what makes it a 4.5? Like not everything was sustainable. That's where, and I know.
There you go.
So I'll do 4.5.
All right. Okay.
Okay. How
Portion?
about portion?
5. It was huge.
Yeah, but
You
it
gave it
was,
4.
but it wasn't cheap.
We're gonna get, honest to God, 2.5 meals out of this.
But I'm sticking with a 4. A 4 is a good score.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that.
I mean, it's a good portion, but it's not. I mean,
I'm fine with
like
that.
the shrimp were delicious,
You're
but
wrong,
it's shrimp
but
and some rice.
it's fine.
So I mean, and this is no. Like I am very happy with our meal. I will order from them again. We actually want to go to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Because then everything will be piping hot. But
right,
so that will be our next stop. But yeah, so I give it a 4. A 4
What's
is
your-
still a good one.
What's your presentation?
So it was between a 4 and a 5. I thought for takeout food, they presented about as good as you could, especially this. This to me is the hardest thing to make look pretty, and I thought they did a great job with it.
So I give a 4
Why'd you give it a 4?
because I don't think that was pretty.
That? Oh, I thought it was, they put it on there nicely. I
Well,
disagree.
just-
No,
just
it's
saying.
okay. I know, I'm just giving you a hard time because you gave me a hard time.
That was really nice.
Yes, that was very nice. Okay, so what's the next one?
Huge. Aroma.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah, it's a 5. It was smelled ridiculous. Temperature. 4. Yeah. And again, because we had to go pick it up and and talk and all that stuff. All right.
I will tell you. So we ordered it for anyone from Philly. We ordered it through their website, which is their Toast app, where you only can do pickup, as we mentioned. What'll happen, because it said like 30 minutes, so we were expecting to go there in 30 minutes, and then maybe 10 minutes later they said my order's ready, and we're like, oh, okay. So just know that they will let you know when it's ready. So it's just an estimate; it's not the actual time, and so just want to let you know that. Which is nice. It's nice to get a text and say your food's ready. What's the next thing?
Texture.
Texture. I get a 4.5
Same.
because they're just so. The only reason I will say I thought about giving it a 5. This is my own craziness, but I am super fussy
I know exactly what you're going to say.
with the rice noodles.
Yep.
And the place again that we had in the small little town up in the mountains, their rice noodles still had bite to them, and I've not yet gone to any Vietnamese restaurant where they're, and I know they're doing a bunch of these, but where they still have some bite to it, like the right amount of bite.
Yeah,
like
but you ate there, or did you take it home?
we took it home,
Okay.
and we had
All
a
right.
half-hour
Fair
drive
enough.
home.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's Vietnamese restaurants. That's my only pet peeve is to not overcook your noodles, and they're not mushy, so that they're not mushy. But for me, perfection would be just cooked, like just enough of the bite. I like them springy. I like a springy rice noodle.
Taste?
I gave it a 4.
I give it a 4.5.
Okay. I really loved it. I just that thing. So when we had our last one, that was those birria tacos. That was, I think, our first 5, and this does not disparaging those. Those were just so out of the park that I have to think it's absolutely delicious. I will go here again. We're not far
We'll
from here.
definitely go here.
And
we'll walk there.
We can walk there.
And I will tell you that this was phenomenal. This was great. The shrimp were really good here. It was just a little dry for me. That's the only reason I'm taking a 5.
But I love it. I mean, I see
But
why.
everything here was good.
I think the thing, and the reason it got the Beard Award, is it's consistent. Everything was delicious,
Yeah.
right? You might have a preference because some wanting sauce or not sauce
And
or
as well-
saucy or whatever.
It was well cooked. I mean,
Well
it wasn't-
cooked, well presented, care was put in. Cannot wait to eat there. This is a totally positive review.
That's
And
your
it probably
overall.
is like a 4 or 4.5, but I this is going to be our go-to.
What's your overall?
Because Gabriella's, we can't do takeout. I gave it a 4. What'd you do?
4 or 5.
Okay.
You're just.
But it's because of the burrito tacos last week.
Well, that's why I gave it a 4 or 5 and not a 5.
I loved this place. I see why it has the award. It is phenomenal.
Give
And you know what?
poor ratings.
Don't you think part of it is though, and this is our own doing, you know, we went to pick it up, we came, we had chat, and so when you're not having any of these things, and this goes for takeout food in general, piping hot, it does affect,
Sure.
even if you're trying to keep that in mind.
That's why I want to go there.
I agree. And if there's only one thing I would give any, besides the noodles, any constructive criticism on, and this is mine with most chicken, is the grilled chicken has great flavor. It's just a little dry. No, I'm just saying. We've
Okay.
had grilled chicken from
Yep.
there was the African place, and it was just a little dry. Like it's
Okay.
just, or no, it
That's
was the
fair.
beef. Remember the beef was a little dry. And I'm saying this because I will always give like my honest feedback. This is delicious. Totally recommend getting it. It's just a little dry. That's all.
I'm going to go get a spatula.
But everything's delicious. Yeah. So friends, oh my goodness, DS, Barb, Nick, Greg, and Eugenia. I know you're up there. I need to and eat it. And I said Barbara. Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you all for tuning in. This was delicious and Vietnamese. Oh my gosh. And Greg, if you've not had it, you need to get some. It is delicious.
stuff.
As you can tell by anyone that's had it, we love it. And we look to be eating more of it in the
Yep,
future.
we will.
So friends, have a wonderful weekend. And until we eat again, see you friends.
See ya.
Enjoy yourself.